Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Mal and I make Tumbler tutorials here on YouTube. Today's video is another Pinterest inspired tumbler. I haven't done a Pinterest inspired video in a little bit and I've been pinning and pinning and pinning. So I have all of these inspiration images. So I figured we could do one of those today. So this is the image we're going to be taking inspiration from. And we're gonna put a little bit of a different spin on it. So I really hope that you enjoy it. If you do, make sure you hit that thumbs up button down below. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below as well. If you'd like to know where I got any of the supplies I'll be using in this video, they'll all be listed and linked down below in the description box. I'll also have some discount codes down there for you too. If you'd like to follow me on any of my other social media pages, you can find all of those down below as well. I'll have links to my Facebook group and my Patreon group down there too. So the description box is full of information. Everything you need to know is there. So let me know what you think of this video in the comments. I really hope that you enjoy it. Okay, I think that's it. Let's go. We're going to be using a 30-ounce skinny straight from Craft Haven for this design, and we're going to start by applying our scrapbook paper. So this is just a sheet I got from Hobby Lobby. I always get them when they're on sale because then you can get them really cheap. To adhere this, I'm going to use the glitter glue from the Crystal Company. And the way I do this now is a little bit differently than I've done it before. I just squirt a little bit of the glitter glue onto the scrapbook paper itself and then brush it on, as you can see here, really thin. In the past, I would put the glitter glue onto the cup itself and then try to put the scrapbook paper onto the cup. But this way I found is much easier to get everything smooth and lined up right. So once I had the glitter glue on almost the full sheet of the scrapbook paper, I laid the tumbler down onto the sheet and then rolled the cup onto the sheet of scrapbook paper. And then I finished off with the rest of the sheet with my glitter glue. And you can see I left a little edge up at the, or down at the bottom of the cup. We're gonna glitter the top and bottom of the cup, so don't worry about your edges being perfect. And this scrapbook paper sheet really is just the base for our main design, so don't worry about this part being too perfect either. We just really want to get it on the cup. If you would prefer to use patterned vinyl or printable vinyl, or any other kind of base, really, you could. You don't have to use scrapbook paper. If you have music note vinyl and you wanted to recreate this design, you could absolutely do it that way too. I just wanted to show a less expensive alternative. So once I had the scrapbook paper on the cup, I went in and I trimmed off the excess paper and really tried to make that seam as clean as possible. And then I went right in on top of my paper with a second coat of the glitter glue to seal the paper in. So I did not wait for the bottom initial layer to dry. I just went in with this layer right on top. So once that layer dried, at least 2 hours, I took my cup edging tool that I got from my friend Brooke at Cami Page Boutique, and I'm going to use this to cut off all of the excess paper up at the top rim of the cup. You can also go in with your craft knife or however you want to get rid of all of that excess. I just left a little rim at the top the same way I did at the bottom. For the glitter, we're going to use Midas, which is a new color that was mixed by my friend Vanessa at VMD Designs. This is a gorgeous color. She did an amazing glitter pack with PDB, and I'm really excited to use this gold glitter. I painted the top and bottom of my cup with gold metallic paint from Rustoleum. I just went maybe a couple inches up on each side. I wanted to leave as much of that music note paper exposed as I could. So then I went in with another coat of glitter glue. This is important because this is technically your second sealing of your paper. So I wouldn't go in with the epoxy method or anything at this point if that's your preferred glitter application method. I would do another coat of your sealer, and then if you want to go in with the epoxy method for your glitter, then you can do that at that point. But I'm kind of doubling up on this glitter glue as my sealer and my adhesive for my glitter. So I'm taking Midas and I'm covering basically everywhere I painted, kind of fading the glitter up into the middle of the cup. And then I'll repeat that same process coming down. So we've got this kind of like double ombre kind of effect. So I added, right after that dried, I added my first coat of epoxy. It was about 25 milliliters. I did not seal my glitter. I just completely forgot to. I probably should have sealed it, but it's okay. I just sealed with the epoxy the glitter layers first, or the glitter areas first, and then I went in and finished the epoxy on the middle of the cup just to prevent as much glitter movement as I could. And once this coat was cured, I went in with a second coat right on top of that. The second coat was about 20 milliliters. So now I'm ready to go in and do all of my sanding. I'm going to clean up the top rim of my cup with my craft knife, and then I'm going to go inside and wet sand. I've really been enjoying wet sanding lately. So now we're ready for decals. I got this layered butterfly SVG from Creative Fabrica, and I just wanted to quickly show you kind of how I set this up. So I imported the SVG, and the bottom layer I took and duplicated 12 times so I could get this white base layer that we're going to use kind of as our guide for placing the actual butterfly decal. So I took these and spaced them out and like evenly distributed them all so that they would fit perfectly around my 30-ounce skinny straight tumbler. Then I have my outlines, and then I took the bottom layer again and I grouped them into 3 groups of 4 so that I could color code them. If you wanted to do all of your butterflies the same color, you can absolutely do that. I just wanted to do 3 to make it a little bit more interesting and fun. So I'm going to cut all of these out on my silhouette machine. I've got my white base layer kind of stencil, and then I have my pink opal vinyl from Craft Haven. The green is from Tech Wrap Craft. The blue opal is also from Craft Haven. And now we have to do the best thing ever, which is weed all of these tiny little butterflies. I'll be honest, this took me a really, really long time. There are a lot of tiny small details. So this wasn't the most fun thing ever. My hand definitely started cramping at the end. But hey, at least it wasn't like 50 butterflies, right? Okay, once I was done weeding those butterflies and my hand cramp had recovered, I was ready to apply my white base layer stencil butterflies. So I cut this out on my vinyl that has a clear backing just to make it a little bit easier to place. And I'm using my transfer tape from, I think it's YRHM. I got it on Amazon. It'll be linked down below. It has the grid lines on it. So I tried to line up the top grid line with the top of the butterflies just so I can help keep everything as straight as possible. And what I'm doing here is just placing the vinyl down, making sure that I have it spaced correctly and that it's going to look right when it's actually on the cup, that everything is distributed evenly. And then I'm going to take it off the cup and remove all of my backing so it's easier to release once I'm trying to smooth this onto the cup. I'm placing one line of the butterflies right on top of the seam of my paper to make sure that I can camouflage that as much as possible. So that's part of the reason I used the clear backed vinyl instead of the regular like Oracal vinyl. I wanted to make sure that I was lined up perfectly on that seam of my paper. So now I'm just going to smooth this onto the cup the same way I would a full vinyl wrap. I'm just taking my thumbs and smoothing the vinyl on while pushing the backing away in the process. Removing the backing before you even try to apply the vinyl to the cup really makes a huge difference. So once I had my transfer tape removed, I went in with my craft knife and just popped any bubbles. Like I said, this white bottom layer really doesn't matter too much. It's just a guide to help us place these colored butterflies. So starting with our pink opal butterflies, we're going to place these right on top of the white butterflies that we just put down. So the goal here is to not see any of the white butterflies. They're really just a guide. We want to get these lined up as perfectly as we possibly can. And basically what we're going to do with these 3 colors on our cup is create 3 different rows, all with a different order of the colors of butterflies. And then the top row will just repeat on the bottom because we have 4 rows. So starting with the pink, I'm going to do that at the top. And then right next to it, I'll do our green. And then we'll do all the blue at the end. I forgot to bring them out. So then from here, moving down the cup, I'm just going to shift the colors over one butterfly, if that makes sense. So this pink butterfly is placed diagonally from the one on the top, and the same with the green, and we'll just repeat that down on the next row, and then we'll start over at the very bottom row. So you'll see how I'm placing these here. It's really pretty simple. It was easy with 3 colors and 3 butterflies in each row. If you did them all the same color, it would be even easier. So I'm just going to finish up lining all of these colored butterflies up and getting them on the cup, and then I will be right back so we can add all of our outlines. Okay, so for our outlines, like I said earlier, we're just using regular black or Cal 651. This would also be really pretty if you used maybe like a textured metallic vinyl or another color. I just thought black would be really pretty for bringing out all of this pretty opal vinyl on the bottom. So I'm just going to go one by one very carefully. I don't want to mess these up and have to cut them again and weed them again. So I'm just going to very carefully apply them all to their respective butterflies on the cup. Once all of the butterflies are placed on the cup, I'm going to seal them with a coat of matte clear spray from Rustoleum. And once that dries, I'm going to go in with my final coats of epoxy. So this first final coat was of 30 milliliters. And then once that one cured, I added another coat right on top of that. That final coat was maybe between 10 and 15 milliliters. You don't need too much. But here is the final result. I absolutely love how this cup turned out. It actually turned out better than what I had pictured in my mind, so I'm always happy about that. But I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up down below, and make sure you are subscribed to my channel so you don't miss any of my new videos. I upload Tumbler tutorials every single week. Thank you so much for watching. You guys know I appreciate you all so much, and I'm so thankful that you watch my videos every single week. So I'll see you in my next one. Okay, love you. Bye. Follow me on any of those places. Oh, no, I shouldn't say that. Follow me on any one of those places. It doesn't make sense. Let's stop talking and go. Oh, stop talking.